Hi Aries, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori. Tonight we're going to take a look at the week of December 29th through January 4th. Woo! Happy New Year, guys. We are going into this new year. This feels like a very light, fun, energetic, vibrant week for you. It's almost as if Spirit is going to give you a break or a rest this week, okay, Aries? So that's what I was picking up on intuitively while preparing for your reading. There is something in your energy that's making me feel very anxious, okay? It's a little bit overwhelming. It may have something to do with your happiness. Like maybe this is a week where you are realizing that you actually can be happy and that you're deserving of happiness. Something like that, okay? We'll see how that ties into the reading, or if it does at all, that could just be like a little side note. Also, we're going to do something a little different tonight, okay? I'm testing out some different like reading styles, so if you guys do or don't like it, feel free to share your comments. Even if you think that they're negative, I'm here for it because that's just my personality. So feel free to share anything that you are thinking and feeling in the comments. I mean, obviously no hate comments, that's just evil. But anyways, I was going to tell you that you may want to put your earphones, turn the volume down if you have earphones in, okay? Or just be cautious. I'll kind of warn you before I start pulling charms. But I'm going to do a reading where I pull one oracle card and two tarot cards. And then I'm going to pull charms and just kind of allow Spirit to channel through me, okay? So let's go ahead and get started for Aries. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, team, for your presence. Alrighty. What does Aries need to know for the week up ahead? Ooh, look at this. Energy is just flying out. Look, dynamic energy is here at the bottom of the deck. I love this. I love this. I love this because this is about being able to find harmony in the energies of like shifts and transitions is what I'm picking up on. And look, this says with ease, grace, and great joy. Okay, that's what I was picking up on, is that energy of joy for you coming through this week. And it feels like it's long overdue, like this is something that you've kind of been seeking. This Gaia energy is the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us. Now, for me, this is really given the vibe of reconnecting to yourself and the world around you. It's given some crown chakra energy, and it feels like this week you're feeling connected to the people around you, like feeling like you are actually in your happy space. And this does feel like this has taken a while for you to get here. It feels like it's been a long time coming. It also feels like you have kind of been missing out on this energy. So this feels like this week is going to bring you back to a place of feeling connected. I'm feeling some like interconnectedness energy in this card. Just heads up, guys, this tarot deck, I didn't think that I was necessarily going to be using it. So it's kind of something that I'm using to go back in and every, I'll say, couple of years, I try to at least go in and just kind of refresh my memory and study, you know, tarot like as an art and as a tool. So if some of the cards have writing on it, it's because of that. Okay. All right, so let's see. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. Guys, there's no way. Oh my gosh, Aries, look at this. The Ace of Cups. Oh my God, this energy is phenomenal. Wow. Okay, this is beautiful. Let me take a sip because my throat is obviously giving me some challenges. Excuse me. So this is amazing because it's almost like Gaia is the conduit to bringing you, or like the mediator to bringing you and your divine counterpart into connection. This is amazing. Okay. This feels very connected. It feels very deep, like it feels watery. It feels less about the pentacles and more about water. But I will tell you what I'm picking up on is in this energy, although you both may be very much focused on your careers and trying to gain, I heard regain your lives. It's almost like you're starting over with someone. That's how this feels. Not necessarily like a person from your past or an ex or anything like that. It feels more so like you're starting over with a connection, as in this is a connection that is different than a connection I've been in before, and I need to do something new with it. Okay, it's like a new thing is occurring with you. It feels almost like I'm seeing champagne glasses, so like a cheers to us and our successes. Now you could be feeling this interconnectedness, this energy of feeling very connected intimately and tangibly to others due to the holidays. In the States, we're celebrating Christmas was last week, and now New Year's. So sometimes that can have an effect on this type of energy because it feels very much like you are aligned to someone. For some of you, you may be traveling. You may have traveled, or someone may have traveled to come to you. For some reason, I'm seeing Hawaii, that's coming up, but someone may have traveled to get to you, to bring you two closer together. Or there could be these events that have taken place, holidays, things like that. It feels like you're learning or assessing, kind of determining and deciding together how to overcome challenges and how to actually like stabilize your relationship during life. You know, it feels like we're lifing together, and along the path of us lifing together, we're kind of realizing how connected or close we are. For some of you, that storyline is coming through too, that maybe this isn't the person that you anticipated being able to get along with and build together, or, you know, to be able to have such structure in your lives with. But it seems like this person that you are interconnected to is absolutely in alignment with you, and definitely it seems like you two have the same vision, maybe a vision for building things together, having a stable home, you know, being able to purchase and live a life that is fulfilling and satisfying, not necessarily being rich, but more so like we're comfortable with each other, we're content with each other. Now, I am sensing a lot of passion, and it does feel connected to emotions, but they feel hidden. There's something here about hidden feelings, hidden emotions, a hidden motive. Something like that is hiding behind the King and Queen of Pentacles that I'm picking up on. It's a water energy. So you could be dealing with a water sign, maybe Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. That could be it. But there's something here that's hidden, and it's almost as if this week you or the other person is finally able to pull it out. Like maybe someone has been suppressing their emotions, suppressing their feelings, kind of hiding behind a shield of protection to cover themselves up. Maybe someone has recently left another relationship and they've been trying to process getting over that relationship, and now this week they're finally able to open up to you and say, hey, you are my divine counterpart. We are in alignment with one another, and I want to see where this goes because I feel deeply connected to you. So that could also be it, that someone is able to actually open up and share with you how connected they actually feel to you. This as a couple, the King and Queen of Pentacles, I actually love them as a couple. Them and the water couples are my favorites. And I'll tell you why. Is the King and Queen of Pentacles are very much about like keeping the home running and functioning. They can miss the fact that there needs to be romance and that there needs to be some type of passion, right? That can kind of get overlooked in this couple because they tend to be like business partners. But as far as running a house smoothly, being able to function, being able to, you pick up the kids or I'll pick up the kids, you take out the trash, I'll take out the trash, I'll cook, you clean, you know, things like that. This couple is great for stuff like that. So maybe some of you could need to take a step back And this week you're recognizing that, like, hey, you know what? We focus so much on business. Maybe we need to actually pour more into one another. Or this may seem like someone that you just have like a business type relationship with, right? Like, hey, we just handle business together, but we're not romantically involved. And I am feeling a ton of like water energy. So it seems this week that maybe that is what kind of bubbles over, where someone is actually able to express and pull their emotions out. I'm seeing a softening in someone's heart this week that's taken place, that has been hidden behind the scenes, but this week it's allowing them to come out and say, this is how I feel. So this is fantastic. Let's do this. Let's pull a couple of cards from here. So guys, this is my little collection box of just cards, stickers, all kinds of various things. There could be crystal cards in here, anything. So I'm going to just pull a couple of these. I'm being told to pull 2. I'm kind of looking away, so if you hear my voice kind of go away from the camera, that's why. It's because I'm away from the microphone. Okay, that's the first one. Wow. Oh my God, that is so fantastic. And then this is the second one. Wow, guys. I choose to have joy and fulfillment in my life. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is absolutely the energy that I was tapping into, because it's almost as if you, instead of being so focused on, like I said, like the business part of life, or, you know, you're an Aries, so you can be very serious about your job and doing the right thing as far as work, being responsible, handling business, managing the home, right? You could be so focused on that maybe this week is like a pause. Maybe with the holidays and things like that, you've had to pause and take a step back and say, wait, I'm actually feeling fulfilled in my life right now, and I need to kind of take this in, okay? They're showing me Hawaii again. So what they're showing me is that, you know, for some of you, you may have needed to take a pause, even a vacation, and maybe that happened this week, or is happening this week, that's allowing you to stop and just take a breath, take a second to breathe in the air around you. Okay, it feels like some of you may need a pause, or may have needed to pause in order for you to actually appreciate where you are. This I choose joy. I choose to have joy and fulfillment in my life is absolutely beautiful. What I'm hearing is that for some of you, you're rewriting your story. See, you had an old story with an old version of you. And this week, it's like there's an awakening, a judgment card is what I'm seeing. So like an awakening that occurs in your mind that says, hey, an epiphany of like all of a sudden realizing that I haven't really been enjoying life because I haven't been choosing joy, right? Instead, you could have been choosing to stay stuck in things that have been keeping you, you know, operating from that lower version of yourself that feels inadequate, insecure, you know, incapable, or just feeling like life has kind of done you in. And this week there's a shift in that. And then you have the Labradorite. This Labradorite energy is giving me the vibes of, which this is Labradorite right here, guys, but it's giving me the vibes of like the heart chakra, just an opening up of your heart chakra. And I'm going to read the card, but this seems like it's just giving, like it's just bleeding, like I'm seeing like a heart just like opening up to just this white light of joy and pureness. Like the intentions of your heart are shifting this week, is how this feels, Aries. And it's shifting towards your happiness, because you're embracing the fact that you actually deserve this, okay? You deserve this. So Labradorite. And just heads up, these cards, I've collected them over the years, maybe places that I buy like rocks from, which is why this says Rocks with Sass, or where I bought, you know, crystals from in local stores, wherever I get the cards from, I just pick them up. I've just built this collection, and so let's just go with it. A great companion for change, helping you to release fears and insecurities, wow, and trust your inner magic. Brings a sense of excitement and adventure while also being highly protective against negativity. I love this. I love this. What I'm picking up on is that for some of you, this person that you feel very much aligned with, almost as if they're your perfect match, may have brought some challenges or maybe some challenges have come with them. Because I am picking up on this Queen of Pentacles being like a single mother or someone who has come from somewhere else. Okay, that energy does feel very much attached to this Queen of Pentacles. Like maybe this person or you may have children with other people, may have been married before. There's something like that coming through here where it feels like there was like a disconnect, and maybe someone hasn't been embraced and accepted, and you know, something like that. Friends, family, people around you, coworkers, where it's like they don't necessarily want to accept this person. Maybe this person has made some mistakes in the past, and maybe family just don't necessarily care to embrace them. But it's like you're choosing this week to go with what makes you happy. Okay, the insecurities around you not being capable of maybe being in a relationship where you do have true joy and happiness. Maybe that was something that you were insecure about or afraid, maybe feeling like you would fail. Things like that are coming through in this releasing of your fears and insecurities. But instead, you're choosing to trust yourself, to trust your inner magic. And now what's happening this week is there's a shift, because it's bringing you a dose of excitement and adventure, and it's allowing you to open up to what you deserve. Happiness. So I love this. This is awesome. It's almost like this week is about you choosing your happiness over anything else. Okay, you're choosing your happiness, you're choosing joy, you're choosing to put your needs and your desires above everything else. It's an opening of your heart space this week, Aries, that feels very, very, very beautiful. It feels very beautiful. I feel like it's been a long time coming. I feel like you weren't able to do this in the past, or this person wasn't able to do this in the past in other situations, which is just showing that you're aligned with where you're supposed to be. And this feels very beautiful. It feels like a gift of like a new. That's how it feels. Like Spirit is gifting you with something new and fresh to allow you to proceed and move forward. Guys, I'm being told to pick this up. Wow. Reminder, your mental health is a priority. Oh my gosh, I love this. This feels immediately I heard avoidant. So for some of you, you may have an avoidant attachment style to where you tend to avoid dealing with or addressing and maybe even accepting or sitting with your with challenges that you're faced with in life. What Spirit is reminding me of is Neptune has been in Pisces for a long time, and it is transitioning out of Pisces. And as Neptune transitions out of Pisces, which is happening like the end of this year, I think it goes into the beginning of next year a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an astrologist, but as Neptune kind of transitions out of Piscean energy, it's calling all of us to dig into the depths of our feelings. And the thing about it is, because Neptune is in Pisces, it kind of has caused like an illusion. Maybe it already left Pisces. Anyways, maybe it tends to cause like an illusion in the way that we actually feel and see. And now as it's shifting out of Pisces, we're now starting to see things clearer. And what Spirit is saying is, with that Neptune and Pisces, Neptune leaving Pisces, you're now going to begin to see things a lot clearer and recognizing how much you've been neglecting yourself and your own mental health. I heard because of maybe some desires to people please or to make others a priority, okay? So this is just a reminder that your mental health is just as important and significant, I'm hearing, as your physical health, okay? So for some of you, you could be like super athletes or work out a lot, and Spirit is saying that your mental health is just as significant as your physical health. This is about you taking a moment to reflect on joy and to find joy rather than sitting in the energy of working and business. This is very business worky-ish, okay? If that's even words, guys. I'm making up words. All right, so let's go to our charms. So just heads up, guys, if you have headphones on, I would highly recommend turning them down right now. You can even go on mute. And I'm going to shuffle around the charms in the box here. I'll pull a few out and put them in the hand, and then we'll go through them, okay, Aries? Headphones down, guys. Please. All right. Let's see what you got. Just heads up, these little books here, I have to pull out my magnifying glass because I can't see. Okay, so if you see me pull this out, that's the reason why. So you have the Seven of Pentacles here. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's very interesting too, because you went from, it's all pentacles here, guys. That's very interesting. Let's look at these. Oh, you have more tarot cards. Okay. Wow, I love this. Look where we're going. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Wands. This is very interesting energy. Let me see if there's any more. This is very interesting energy, Aries. Very interesting. It's almost as if you have been waiting. Oh, for a lot of you, sorry, I had to kind of shift my chair around. For a lot of you, you could have been single for a long time, waiting for the opportunity to meet your match. You could have been stressed. You could have also been sitting in an energy of expectation, expecting someone, maybe expecting someone that wasn't a fit to be the right person for you. But I think ultimately you've been waiting to regain your confidence. Okay, there's been a waiting period here for sure. Okay, lots of Seven energy, the pentacles of waiting. But you've been trying to plant seeds, healthy seeds, and that basically the root of this is you pouring into yourself. So what's happened is the more you poured into yourself and got yourself out of the energy of the Nine of Swords, where you're stressing, you have anxiety, you have sleepless nights, you feel like you can't let go of something. It's the energy of wanting to control the narrative, the outcome. For a lot of you, when you were able to release that, that's why this is coming in. Or that's when this began to come in, okay? It's almost like Spirit has been kind of giving you a heads up, like, hey, Aries, if you want this, you're going to have to take a risk. And I think this week you're deciding that you're going to take a risk because you are recognizing that this risk is probably going to pay out for you, okay? More than likely it's going to pay out for you because you have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. Let's see what else is coming out. The Rabbit. Wow. Guys, this is very much sexual energy for me. This Rabbit energy is the energy of kind of like, this is how it's coming through, is kind of jumping around to find the right one. So for some of you, you may have been very schmexually active, awaiting the arrival of the right person that you were able to settle down with. But in addition to it being schmexual energy, which is what I was initially picking up on, there's also the energy here of the Rabbit of abundance. And it's almost like this is a gift to you because this bunny has the little red bow around it. So it's almost like a Christmas gift to you, is granting you peace and joy and fulfillment in life. And that's because you've had a lot of cautionary moments. Okay, this caution sign is always like a warning. So the warning here for you is to not get too caught up in the anxiety and stress of expectations or anticipating maybe that everything's going to go wrong for you. Maybe feeling like life has not given you good, right? Like, oh my gosh, everything has just gone wrong for me. So you could have been anticipating and expecting that you're going to slip and fall in this situation. For some of you too, what I'm hearing is that you may have had a hard time with actually connecting to another person emotionally because maybe you felt like you couldn't. Like maybe you felt like if you opened up to them, then they would turn on you, or it was too risky. But that risk is going away in this situation. It's because you're opening yourself up to see things from different perspectives that now you're receiving these gifts that Spirit, seems like Spirit has been trying to offer this to you, but this week just feels like the gift is kind of being received. Okay, so here, this is interesting. Here is like a little, it looks like a little girl, but the interesting thing is how this is being shown to me, guys, is that this little girl is holding on to her solar plexus. So it's like you're holding on to your power point, okay? It's like an acceptance of like the power and the authority that you have to be able to shift your life around. So it's almost like some of you may have been sitting with your inner child too, like working through some of the emotional pain and insecurities and fears that you've had as a child, and really trying to push forward in that energy. And then you have a sea turtle. I know some of these are hard to see, guys, but you have a sea turtle here, and this sea turtle is just reminding you to keep going forward, right? Like sea turtles have very strong legs, and it's because that's the only thing that they have to help push them forward. So it's almost like Spirit is saying to remind yourself that you have the strength and the ability to be able to push through and continue to seek joy and fulfillment in all areas of your life. I think that there's definitely something that has to do with something that you dreamed of that is coming true for you. Okay, you have dream and then you have blessed here. And this is just showing up as Spirit coming through to really be able to open you up to the things that you have dreamt of. I'm seeing a lot of spiritual energy here, guys. You are being divinely protected. You have 2 crosses. Okay, so you could have some type of Catholic or Christian connection with someone. Maybe you met this person in church. Maybe you've been attending church and that's been, affecting and changing your heart and the way that you see things. This is a 4-leaf clover, so this is a very lucky time for you, Aries. Okay, this is amazing. I love this. This reading is phenomenal. The sun is here as well, so this is Spirit gifting you joy, restoring joy back into your life is what I'm hearing. Okay, Aries. This here, oh, this is like a reindeer. I know this is so small, guys, but this is a reindeer, and this is the Fool. Essentially, it's like taking a leap of faith, being willing to take a leap. And you have angel wings here. I know I'm going through these kind of fast because there's a lot of them, but the angel wings are just showing how divinely protected you are in these moments, Aries. And Spirit is giving you access to things that you didn't have access to before, and it's based on your willingness to open up and explore new options. But more than that, because you're choosing joy, Spirit is going to allow you to experience and have opportunities in areas that you may have been blocked from before. Okay? And then you have the Ingwaz rune. This is, wow, this is so interesting because this rune is almost like Aries energy. The Ingwaz rune is about like masculine energy. And it's about growing internally. It's almost like, let me think of what tarot card I could correlate it to. So, like temperance, but also the star energy, the hermit energy. Okay, so some Virgo energy. The hermit energy is probably the closest to that energy, but it's about sitting with and allowing yourself to grow, but taking action towards that growth, not allowing yourself to sit stagnant in this energy of like the 9 of Swords, where you're not recognizing how blessed you are, but instead you're choosing to deny or avoid your feelings and your emotions. That's definitely coming through. Oh my gosh, I love this, guys. Look at this. The first book out is It Ends With Us. I love this, okay? Because this is the end of your struggles. That's what Spirit is saying. You have the Fool here, the King and Queen of Pentacles out of all 78 tarot cards that could have come out, okay? The King and Queen of Pentacles came out. It ends with us. That is the end of your story. It's you two that are going to be able to push forward together. And then look, the AI Innovator. Wow, I hope you guys can see these. Okay, I'm going to look at this with my magnifying glass to make sure that there isn't anything else on here. Oh, oh, this is about business success, okay? What I was picking up on was you being, AI can typically, for me, like represent fake, something that is made up, right? You see all these AI ads and things on the television, but AI can be used for so many things that are beneficial to us too. I see so many opportunities for AI to support us as a whole. However, if you're not cautious with it, it can transition things that are real into fake, and you won't be able to tell the difference between the real and the fake. But what I was picking up on with this energy was the fact that you're no longer sitting in the false identity of you. It's like you're not allowing society to project and to determine who you should and shouldn't be. You're now choosing yourself. This week is about you choosing you. You're no longer going to allow yourself to be put under the identity of society. Okay, this is how you choose joy, and this is how you find fulfillment in life. This is about tapping into who you are and being your true and authentic self. Wow. Okay, this one here is a Game of Thrones, okay? And this is really showing up as the energy of feeling like you're constantly having to battle like against life, okay? This feels like the energy of the Nine of Swords in a sense that it's almost like you have come from this place of feeling like you've had to constantly run and kind of resist. Look at like this. There's like this little nagging thing here, a little bug, right? And it's almost like that's how you feel. Like life has just kind of been nagging you. And now you're like, now I won the game. Now I won the game. Okay, this is Clueless in Cleveland. Wow, so some of you could be from Cleveland, Ohio, that is in the States, but that feels to me like the mask that you were wearing was the fact that you were identifying with your life being the way that it was based on other people. It feels like that avoidant energy of not really accepting your life or owning it as being your own, and almost like wandering around for your place in this world, not realizing that home is within you, Aries. This is amazing. I love this energy. Okay, this one here is a soul cold frost. Wow, what? Let's see if there's any other words that I'm missing. A soul cold frost. Oh, this says something else, guys. Hold on. Oh, yeah. A soul as cold as frost. Okay, guys, you probably can't see, but that says a soul as cold as frost. And I do believe that ice is melting from around your heart. This is exactly what Spirit was showing in these two cards, feeling like it's uncertainty of your identity. And you're coming into that. What I want to tell you is congratulations. Let me tell you, I'm saying that with all sincerity because, guys, Saturn is about to go back into your sign in February of 2026. And Saturn's main purpose is to force you into seeing and figuring out who you are. It's to create your identity. I personally am not sure how people know who they are without going through their Saturn return, because how do you figure it out unless you're put in the fire? And it's almost like you're accepting and realizing this week that, hey, I haven't been authentic to who I am because I haven't invested enough time in getting to know who I am. And so this week is like a turning point for you to where you're shifting out of, again, that old energy of Neptune and Pisces where you're confused and you're just la 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 la, not accepting people for who they are, not seeing people for who they are. This week is like, no, I get it. I'm awake, okay? I get it. And now I'm choosing myself, my soul, and the way that I have been dealing with life and people maybe has felt disconnected. Maybe I have been detached from people because I've been hurt by people, right? Things like that are coming to the surface, and you're actually sitting with dealing with and healing those wounds so that you can tap into this little child, the inner child within you that allows you to love freely and that also connects you to the world around you. And it's all because you've connected to yourself. You're finding your way home, Aries. I love this. All right, this is 5 go off in a caravan. Wow, you guys can't see this, but this book it's showing 5 individuals running, and they're running to get away. Okay, this is like not 8 of Cups energy, and it feels to me like this is what you've done. Escaped the old you, escaped the version of you that didn't allow you to be your full and authentic self. There is a recognition here, and I'm being pulled towards this 9 of Swords with this recognition of who you are. I think that you're recognizing that some parts of you have been cautionary, not only to yourself and for yourself, but to others. I think that's where this prioritizing your mental health is coming into play, because it's almost as if, in an attempt, we're all guilty of this, but in an attempt to escape ourselves, we tend to run to other things, and then we tend to avoid putting our, mental health, our thoughts, and the way that we think and feel about ourselves, we tend to put those things on the back burner. So there's something coming through here about running away. You're no longer running away from who you truly are. There's an acceptance of it, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that is freaking phenomenal, Aries. That is phenomenal. Like leaping over the hurdles and just allowing yourself to have faith and to trust that God is working everything out for you, that you will prosper in your new endeavors as long as you put yourself first and that you are allowing yourself to be your authentic self. I think some of you could have left situations, people, family, friends, jobs, etc., that have not allowed you to operate in your full self, and also those experiences and people, situations, etc., that make you feel like you are cold, right? People's perception of us can absolutely affect our mental health when we are unsure of who we are. And it's almost like there's something this week that is happening within you that's allowing you to come into clarity regarding who you are. And that's giving you the confidence to be able to push forward in other areas. Okay, this is the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Wow. The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I'm sorry, guys. This took me a second to kind of look at that. I wanted to see, I try to see all the details while I'm getting channeled messages, but the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. This has a lot to do with burying the old in order for you to become. There's something about some of you believing that you've had a curse put on you. Maybe familial curse is what I was picking up from that, like something generational in your bloodline. Maybe you feel like you were handed things that you didn't necessarily want. A life, a power, a position, some type of authority, some type of gifting. Like for some of you, it could be a gift of people just really liking you. And you're like, this is not a gift for me because I don't like this because it's pushed me into a lot of people pleasing. Things like that are coming through. But I think there's a recognition of the fact that those ashes can be exchanged for beauty. And that those ashes are things that are meant to be burned away to allow you to step into your power as you operate as your authentic self. Wow, that's very deep. I got spirit chills everywhere for that too. That's wow, Aries. Wow. All right, well, this is your reading. I hope that it resonated. If so, feel free to drop a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I thank you guys for being here. Let me know what you think. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great week. Bye.